Hello, today I'm going to be talking about how you can organize your Canva using the projects tab, which is folders. I'm going to cover how to declutter your already existing Canva of a year and a half or more or less of all of your designs that probably aren't named correctly or they're definitely not in the folders. And this is a hot mess. But I'm also going to show you exactly how to create the folder system and then how to put all the things in your folders. Okay. So we're going to cover both of those topics today, but first I'm going to talk about why we should organize all of our stuff. Because we need to be able to get back to it. How many times do we open up our Canva and we're just like scrolling? We're trying to figure out what was that one thing I used like a week ago, created or something. When you have the projects already created, so the folders already created and it's saved in there, it's like going into your desktop and being able to click on it and it's right there. It saves us less time, which means we're not working as hard, which means we're being more productive, and our brains don't have to do as much thinking, which we're always good about, right? I'm going to go ahead and get started here and we are going to show you Canva. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to start here with how do we create folders to begin with? Okay, over here on your left side, you have a few different tabs here and we're going to click on projects. This is where all of your folders are located. Okay, up here you can see if you can also see things that have been shared with you. So if a teammate or someone has shared things with you, there's two different ones, but we're going to go to my projects, things that I've created inside of my Canva account. And as you can see, this shows everything here. There's a lot of different things here. Okay, so I just want to show you folders. These are just the folders, shows you here designs, images. So these are things you've uploaded, and then videos. Okay, so this makes it super easy to find some stuff that we've used in the past. Okay, but now I want to show you how to put these into folders. So to create a folder, here behind my picture, there's a plus sign and it brings down this and you can just simply press folder. And in this, we create a name just like we do for anything else. We're just going to name this one test. You can add any team members if that is something that you have. If you have team members, you can add them to just a specific folder. So they don't have access to your entire account and you don't have to only assign them to specific designs. But if you put that design in the folder, they have access to the whole folder. But boom, amazing, right? And then you can also give them a certain amount of access to that. So they can only view it, they can edit it, can they share it and things? Or obviously, if you don't want to share it, it'll say to not shared. So we're going to create a folder here. And so now the folder you created last is going to be up here. And now you can move these around. Let's say I want to have this one over here. So you can reorder them as best as possible here. Oh, okay. Well, we opened it. That also happens apparently. So you can play around with it, but you can move them so you can reorganize them as much as you want. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pop into my social media tab here in just a second. But how do we name these folders? Well, think about the things that you're using in your business. Okay. Do you have courses and programs, social media, your website, maybe lead magnets, maybe images that you use for your inside your social media a lot? Maybe like, for example, here I have logos, clients, okay, old assets. These are things that I no longer use, but I don't just want to delete them. They could still be valuable sometime in the future, but I'm going to create a folder and I'm going to put old assets in there. My Canva is still kind of a hot mess. I had a whole 1.5 to 2 years worth of things to go through, and I have not finished decluttering it. But once I started, it became so much easier to be able to continue putting things in there moving forward. So after you have your folders created, okay, this is a step one. We got to go into projects. We create our folder. Start thinking through what you want to name those. Okay. And I already told you how to create those. Now we need to start adding in things. Okay. So what we can do is if you're creating something new, you can pop into, let's say, for example, I want to create a social media post. Okay. Inside of the social media folder are subfolders. And for example, I want to create a literal social media post. Okay. You can go up to the top here behind my picture is again up a plus sign. And I like to start from templates, but you don't have to. But this is how I do it. Say, for example, a Facebook post. So you figure out what size post that you want, and it's going to open it up to a blank Facebook post. Here you have all of your templates you can start with, or you can start with whatever. Yeah, right. You guys, you have your elements, whatever you want to do here. Okay. But for the sake of this, I'm going to just put this template on here so we can see something. Oh, and I love what this one says. It's Monday. Don't forget to be awesome. All right. So whatever day it is, don't forget to be awesome. So this one is already going to show up in your social media posts folder because that's how we set it up. Now, we have to also make sure we're renaming these things because an untitled design, or if you started from a template in a different way, it has a different name, right? We can't find things later like, what is this one? All right. So this one you could put as a motivational post because let's say that I actually created this and didn't start with a template. You can put it as a motivational post. So that's what you want that to be. You guys can name your projects however you want. Okay. But this one is now saved inside this folder. Okay. So it's actually this one. It won't update till later, but if I clicked into it, it's going to open up the exact same post that we just had. You see that? And it's actually labeled over here. So don't be alarmed if you're like, wait, where is it? It's always that last one that's in there. And it just takes a minute to update it on all the places. Okay. Now let's say, for example, we got to this right here, right? We opened up a Facebook post, but we didn't do it from projects. It's not already saved in a folder. How do we save it in a folder? Okay. We go up here to file and you can see all the way down here, it says move to folder. So we click on move to folder and you can type in if you know the name of the folder, or you can kind of do it like this. So I wanted to save this one in, I'm going to put it in my test folder since that's the one we created for this, and I'm going to move it there. Okay. So now it's there and you can even go to that folder. It pops it right up. And because we just created that one, that's the only one in there and it's named motivational post. Okay. So that is how we can get into that. So now we could literally go back into projects though. You see test, it's there. Okay. We go back to projects again. We originally had that one in social media though, right? And we had it in social media posts. Just so you know, it does move it to that new folder. So even if you open it in here, it'll move it to the new folder. We're going to go back to home. If we go to home, these are all of your recent designs. We're going to look into how can we start decluttering these things and putting these things into the folder so we can find them. There's 2 steps here. We need to start here. You can start at the very bottom of your designs. I choose not to. I start at the very top, things that I'm more using instead of all the old stuff. And I just start filtering through it down. I spend about 10 to 15 minutes a day on the days that I've decided I'm going to do this to start moving things over some more. And of course, as you make new things, make sure that you are following this. You're renaming it and you're saving it in the proper folder moving forward. So that way you're not kind of counteracting it. Like when you go in for your 10 to 15 minutes, you're not putting all the new things that you created in the folders and then also having to do some more, right? If you can try to get into the habit, as you can see, I am still working on this habit. This one isn't in anything. This one isn't anywhere. These ones aren't saved in the right spots. Okay. So I am still working on the consistency with it. So if you don't get it right from the beginning, it is okay. It does take some time. All right. Especially when you've been doing it one way for a really long time, it's hard to make sure that you do it. Or if you're in a hurry, it's hard to make sure you go in there. But if you set aside some time every day to make sure that you're at least putting your new stuff in folders, and then starting to chip away at some of the older stuff if you need to, or deleting it, that is progress. Okay. So here we have a design and it says this is what it was named. It's a Facebook post. So what size it is. If it's not a specific thing, it'll just tell you the size here. And it is saved in the Hyperfocus Treehouse folder. So this is how you can tell if it's saved in a folder or not, is this right here. I'm going to tell you. So this is the folder. This one doesn't have a folder. This one's also not named the proper thing. So I'm not going to be able to find this if I search for it, unless I knew I saved it as your paragraph text, which I didn't know that, right? So make sure we're renaming things, okay? Adding them to folders. These are all in folders. This one was shared with me, so I don't have that one in a folder. Like these ones need to go in folders. So what I do is I go through and I add them each to a folder. You can open this up and click on move to folder. You can type in the folder or go to projects, find your folder, press move here, okay? That is the simplest way to do it. And this is how you're going to know if it's already in a folder, is if it has this, it's in a folder. And if it doesn't, it's not in a folder. And then you just keep going through. There are going to be things that you just don't need anymore and you can just delete them. Okay. So as I'm scrolling down, is there some certain things that I might just delete? This one, I don't need this. So click this. I'm just going to press move to trash. Say like you're on this is the main page and you're like, I don't want to go through these one at a time. I want to add them to the folder really, really fast. This is how you do it. You go to projects. This is the only way to do it. And if you scroll down, it has designs. And as you can see, there's this little button here. You want to click on it. And then you can select multiple at a time. Then down here, you have delete or you have move to folder. And it brings this up. And then you can move multiple at a time. So that is a huge time saver, but you can only do it when you're inside projects and then inside designs, okay? Which you can literally go right up here to designs at the top And there we go. Okay. So if you have any further questions on how to do this, go ahead and drop those questions below. If you want some more support on how to do this on a more like personal level, we also have we do these types of trainings in the Hyperfocus Treehouse all the time. And so we can help with like what you should name things, what folders that you should create, and different things like that. Okay. So I invite you to try out the Hyperfocus Treehouse. For actually offering a 7-day Jumpstart program right now for free. And so if you jump in, you can get access to all of the treehouse and a bonus session even to try all the things out and make sure that and to see if it's a good fit for you. And before you even spend a dime, make sure you like this video if you found it helpful. Drop any questions you have below. Go ahead and subscribe because I drop one new video every single week that deals with helping the neurodivergent entrepreneur in their business, their household, and their life to be more productive and happy. I'll see you next time.